An absolutely incredible win that surely sparks some premiership credentials. Going into this game, like we talked about, Hawthorn were 2 losses in a row. Collingwood were absolutely just rolling through. You know, we did that Kangaroos game, come from the Adelaide game, and it looked like this was going to be a sort of battle for the ages. I said it was going to be a little bit of a close game, and I feel like that's what it was. You know, at the start, it was, you know, a bit close, and you kind of go, okay, Hawthorn has sort of come here to play, right? But then, you know, Craig McRae said it best at the end of the game. This was one of the most mature performances that he's seen since he's been coaching. And I reckon it was as well. You know, yes, we bring in 5 absolute genuine stars, but just the work around the ground was second to none. And we're not even out of second gear yet. Don't get me wrong. We are not out of second gear. We've still got gears to go. There's still little bits and pieces that we can fix up. But if we're not out of second gear and we're beating a premiership contender like Hawthorn, or maybe not now, but like Hawthorn, you know, by 50-something points, and just beating him in the way that we were beating him. Oh my God, like we're 10-2. Do you understand? We're 10-2. This feels a lot better than 2023 felt at this exact same time. This was just trademark Collingwood. And yes, we lost the clearances again, but we were so efficient going inside 50. You know, kick 16-11 as opposed to 7-17 at three-quarter time against the Kangaroos. Brody Mychek on fire, Jamie Elliott on fire. But it wasn't just that. We took 18 marks to 10 inside our forward 50. Jamie and Brody took 3 marks each. But it's just that efficiency going forward. Like we went at 63% efficiency inside forward 50 when it's usually 54%. So that's almost a 10% increase on our average this year, which is just absolutely nuts. And everyone was just working for each other. Yes, it's awesome to get Steele back and Pendlebury back and Hill and all these sort of senior players, right? But it's just, you can have 5 changes and, you know, kind of crumble a little bit. But these guys, they just slotted in like absolute puzzle pieces. And everyone was just playing their role. Like no one had a bad game. Like, you know, even the likes of like Ed Allen, who I was kind of critical on last week, had a great game. Lockie Sullivan, when he came on, had a good game. We are not out of second gear. That's the scary and exciting thing.
The legs have still got carry in beautiful hands, Daicos. That looked like a contested mark to me. I think it is. Is that the new mark?
There was a period where we kicked 6 unanswered goals. I think it was in the second and the third term, or the third and the fourth term. And then, what's his name? The Wizard, Nick Watson, gets a free kick goal, of course, and sort of stops that run. But what I loved, right, what I loved the most was our two-way running. So it was, Lipinski was running really well until he got that, concussion. Will Hoskin Elliott as well. In the preview, I said that you need to pressure Hawthorn and they will crumble. Have a look at that tackle count, 82-38. When does that happen when you're the winning side, right? If anything, it should have been swapped, yeah? Because Hawthorn were losing. They would be chasing the ball. We were hunting them. And I said it on Instagram. We put the Wizard and the Hawks into AZKABAN, right? My Harry Potter, my potheads would understand that one. But our forward half pressure was just absolutely immense. Lockie Schultz, Bobby Hill, Jamie Elliott, Bo McCreary, Ned Long again had 11 tackles. Steele Cyberham had a fantastic game. Uncle returning for a few goals, you know. What I like about Collingwood, it's death by 1,000 cuts. I don't know if that's the right term that I'm sort of thinking of, but what I feel like is that right now we're like a chameleon team where we can defeat teams differently every single week. Look at Kangaroos last week. For the 3 quarters, we didn't even get out of first gear. We didn't even get out of neutral. We did what we needed to do, turned it on in the last quarter and won. With the Hawthorn side, the Hawthorn game, you know, we put the pressure on. We absolutely just relentless pressure. And yes, you know, Hawthorn at times, they were getting out. They were using the corridor in that first half. They were getting over the back. And it was getting a little bit annoying. There were times where they were marking the ball right on the goal line. I think it was in the second quarter. They kicked 2 goals, second or third quarter. They kicked 2 goals from marks in the goal square. And that was annoying. But then in that second half, we closed their use of the corridor. They were bombing it long, they were bombing it up, they were bringing it high. They couldn't do, we were just pressuring them so much, they were just having hack kicks. It was more like Hackthorn, not Hawthorn, if you know what I mean. So that was what we were able to do. We were able to pressure them and they were able to crumble. And I said that, pressure and they will crumble.
Elliott and co, and he wants to share the love. Meat crashes in, it's a mark, or it's a free kick, it'll be 50 as well. I think he's going to come to the goal square. The Hawks trying to show a bit of fight.
If there's one thing I didn't think worked too well, it was Billy Frampton as the second ruckman. Now, I know earlier this season I said, oh, if we need to, Billy Frampton could be that second ruck. But when Billy Frampton did go into the ruck, we did lose that big defender down the back. And then that's when Hawthorn were getting those marks inside the goal square. And I think Frampton would be okay if he was rucking just in the defensive 50 and then someone else was rucking, you know, in the other parts of the ground. But I understand Darcy Cameron needed the chop out. Ned Long was doing the ruck work for a little bit as well. So I think when McStay comes back, that will really help us, because losing a forward to a ruck role, I'd rather that than like losing Billy Frampton to the ruck role. But we just needed to do what we had to do. Darcy Cameron was outplayed a little bit by Meek, just because Meek's got that sort of bigger frame. We're just pushing Darcy Cameron around a little bit. But in the end, it didn't really matter because we did win. But you just don't want to give up those goal line goals, especially because they were marks. They weren't even just fumbles and kicks. They were absolute, like, 2 good marks. Unattended, uncontested marks. Another sour note is that Lachie Schultz looks like he's done his hamstring. He just can't get a good run at it. He was playing such good football, and then after the Carlton game, does his hamstring. Then he has a concussion. Now it looks like he's got his hamstring again. Lipinski gets knocked out, so he's out for 2 weeks. So we won't see Lipinski against Melbourne. Most likely comes back against St Kilda. So now we're 2 players down going into the Melbourne game, and that's after Lachie Schultz just came back from that concussion. So that poor dude, we send absolute love to them. We could see Will Hayes come back. We could see maybe a Charlie West debut. We could see one of our new guys, Rowan Steele, our mature ager, come on and play a role. Ed Allen on the wing was worked out really well. He's really, really clean. Still just a couple of steps off in his defense, but he looked really clean with the ball. I said I wanted to humble the Hawks, and we absolutely humbled them. 51-point winners in the end, and it just felt good, right? Like I've been saying, and like, you know, my friends say and stuff, and I think I've mentioned this a bunch of times, we have gone to a different level. 2023, it was, oh, it's exciting. Let's come back from three-quarter time and win the game. Oh, we're winning by less than a goal. We're winning by 2 points. We're winning by this. This year, it's let's absolutely put our foot down on the throat of teams and smash them out the park. No more 10, 15-point wins. We want to come out, change the gear around, and absolutely kill them. And that's what we did with Hawthorn. That's what we did with the Roos. And that's what we're continuing to do. So bring on Melbourne. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.